Music with Mason here, still at the Olympic in Cedar Rapids. I am here joined now with Fungal Mass.
To green light, just in between minds. Something greater than what you see with your own eyes. It'll wait, no matter the length of fucking time. You'll forget what you already know. Open your eye, forgot what you ready.
How are you guys doing today? You just got done with the shit. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. It was a great set.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Loving it.
Feeling great, yeah.
Need more.
Do we need to speak into the mic here?
It would help.
Yeah, we can get a little closer.
Thank you. You guys have no idea how much this means to me. So, you guys are from the small town of Wilton, Iowa.
Yes, sir.
So, what's it like just being from this small town and now you're just exploring Iowa, doing these shows all together? And you just said recently that you guys have been together since like day one.
Yeah.
So, like, what's it like?
For us, like Wilton, we never really played in Wilton, our hometown, but there's not a lot of people there, so that's really why. So we really started out in the Quad Cities. We know a lot of bands in the Quad Cities, and that's more where we get our spotlight, I guess.
Right on.
But Wilton's a really good place to be. I love being there, and my whole family's there. I've lived there my whole life, and I just love it.
What is the population of Wilton? It's
Isn't it like 4,000?
4,000?
Yeah.
2,000, 4,000? I don't
Yeah,
know what
it's
it is
somewhere
nowadays,
between
but
Well, that's good to know. At least there's people there.
It's
Yeah.
small, yeah.
For sure. So, I just want to, first off, how did you land on this name, Fungal Mass? Like, how did this come about?
well, we were jamming one day and taking a break, just chilling in the kitchen, and then we got in a conversation, and I mentioned something about humans just being a bunch of fungal masses, and then these guys said that would be a sick band name, and then ever since that kind of stuck, I guess.
For sure. It's iconic. I like it.
Yeah.
It's definitely sticks there.
It's unique, yeah.
So, I also want to know, how did this band originally start? We already discussed from Wilton, small
Yep.
town, best friends, but you each individually like metal and punk and rock and roll. Like, how did this band start together? Like, how did you figure out you all like this kind of music?
Originally, me and you.
Yeah, it was me and him
Yeah.
at first, just jamming out with another buddy. And then we kind of moved on or whatever, and then us three started jamming.
We had a vocalist at one point.
Yeah. And then now it's just down to us,
Mhm.
just over time.
It's always been us three. There's always been, we'd add a different drummer, or we'd add a vocalist, or we'd add somebody else, and it always felt like that other person was the odd man out. And I think that us three are just so tight knit that you can't really
Yep.
put a fourth person in there, because it just doesn't work, because the four of us are just so tight knit.
Right.
We're a well-oiled machine. I mean,
It's like, so it's the three-man posse, basically.
exactly. Yeah, four's a crowd, three's company. Isn't that
Yeah.
what they say? Yeah.
So now that you guys are just here and you're playing this pretty big show right now, like, what other shows have you played that have been super iconic to you guys, and what shows have been like super big and meaningful for you?
Well, definitely our first show, because,
At the Hilltop Closet
oh yeah, Hilltop.
with Wiver and Harp and the House Flies.
Yes, sir, you knew that,
Yeah,
didn't
just
you?
we were listening to
Okay.
Harp this morning.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Wyvern, we're good buddies with Wyvern.
Yeah.
I go to a lot of their shows. Wyvern's a good time.
I actually interviewed Wyvern a few days ago.
I watched that one.
You did?
At the Red, White, and Ritz?
Yeah, that's
I watched
right.
that one.
Yeah, that show was something. So originally we had another vocalist, but then kind of parted ways with them. And then a month later we booked that Hilltop show. And, I didn't really want to sing, but I kind of just stepped up and did it. But that one was really nerve-wracking for me, but in the end it was a really great turnout.
Yeah.
It was great.
I'm assuming since it was like your first show together, were there a lot of mistakes and a lot of things you could have done better? Or was it like nailed on? Like, what did you guys like do exactly what you wanted to do?
I would say it was pretty nailed on there.
Yeah?
We did exactly what we needed to do. We brought the energy, and yeah, it was a great turnout.
For sure.
It was our first show, but like I said, we've been playing together for a long time. So
Right.
really the first show was just like us finally taking that step and being like, let's finally do our show. 'Cause
So, it's
we've
like-
been jamming together like years, like since high school and everything. We've
Right.
been learning Slayer riffs. And, like,
So it was like the official first
yes,
show.
and it was like, this is where we're going to be Fungal Mass. We're going to do a show, and this is it right here. And Hilltop Closet was where it was at. And that I loved that venue. it was so tiny. We had since it was our first show, we had a lot of people there, and it was just with us. It was Wyvern's first show too.
Yeah.
So we packed that shit in, and it was just for how small it was such a good time.
It's funny because Wyvern, when you saw the interview, you noticed George had a Fungal Mass shirt on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, like, when did you guys just start producing merch? Like, what was it like selling your first shirt?
So the merch, we didn't have merch at our first show. I think we just kind of did it. But then after that, we started. So we make our own T-shirts, and we have T-shirts and stickers that we make ourselves. And
Right.
It's just kind of been, you spend a little bit of money, maybe you make a little bit of money, and then that gives us the opportunity to buy things like new cymbals and bass amps and stuff like that.
Right.
Because they're expensive. That's the thing, you don't realize
That's
that
true.
Being a musician, one of the things is you got to spend a lot of money on all this gear.
Yep. So, now that you guys are just, like, kind of brand new, you just started out in January, your first show, like, big out in January. So, what from then on to now have you learned? Have you experienced? Like, what was it just going from January all the way here to, what is it, July? August? It's August. We're already in August. So what's it like going this far already in a few months? Like, what have you learned and experienced so far?
Getting set up and everything. Not as nerve-wracking. And we know what we're going to do.
Right.
That's a good point, yeah.
You don't have to come here 2 hours, 3 hours early to set up.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's engaging with the crowd a little bit. So as a band, you kind of have to hype up the crowd, get the energy going, and over time I've kind of learned how to do better at getting the crowd going. So
Yeah.
it's a learning experience.
But like, you're brand new, so like you're only growing and growing. You're not like shrinking down and like getting less used to it. So it's good to see that you guys are just starting out really strong. So we're gonna see where you guys go in the future. Also, I want to mention, can you list a few bands that really inspired you guys to be together in this metal group? You already said you practice a lot of Slayer riffs. Are there any other bands that you listen to, like you all have a connection with, or just personally?
Sepultura.
Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
Metallica, Cannibal Corpse, what else we got? Megadeth.
Yep.
Just a lot of the thrash bands.
Even some Tool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tool. Yeah.
Primus.
Fuck yeah.
Some weird shit like that.
Right on.
Yeah, somewhere between like classic thrash metal and then like weirdo psychedelic,
Yeah.
like odd time signature, odd key signature, shit like that.
Right.
I like messing with that stuff.
That's cool. So for Keegan, just want to mention, what is the Wilton Durant Advocate News?
Wilton Durant Advocate News. That's the newspaper that I guess the town of Wilton and Durant does.
Did you have to paint their window?
Oh my god, yeah. What the hell, yeah. How do you know that?
Yeah.
That was in the news?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was for
You're Keegan from Fungal Mass. We have to know.
Yeah. That would have been my freshman year homecoming. Damn. That was such a long time ago.
Yeah.
He's got the Nard work.
Dude, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm not nervous.
Do you also ski or snowboard?
Yeah, what the Yeah.
What do you prefer?
Snowboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really ski at all, but snowboarding.
Where do you typically go to snowboard?
Sundown. I haven't really gone anywhere nice, like in Colorado, but I guess Lutsen, Minnesota was the nicest place. It wasn't necessarily mountains, but it was a really big hill, I guess you could say. But
Biggest one in the Midwest.
yeah, this guy went with me. It was a really fun time.
Yeah.
Long road trip. It was like about a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
Great time.
And also, moving on to Leaf, really quickly, who is Peachy Pete?
Peachy Pete's my dog. That's
Yeah?
Peter.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my corgi.
How old is Peter?
Peter's a 4-year-old corgi.
Right.
And she is kind of like our mascot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Peter is just the best ever.
Yeah.
Peter is so growing up we had corgis. Me and Gage growing up had corgis at our parents' house. And then when I moved out, the summer that I moved out, our 2 corgis had puppies. And I took one of the puppies. So Peter I've had since the day she was born. She's my little angel.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Who is Charlie, Alex, Jake, and Cole?
Charlie, Alex, Jake, and Cole. I don't know.
Were those your friends in elementary school or middle school?
Oh, okay. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Charlie, that would have been like junior high. Charlie, Alex, Jake, and Cole, that would have been like my cross-country buddies in junior high. That's a very interesting group of names for you to throw together, dude. That's hilarious.
And also, do you own a Razor's Edge AC/DC CD?
few. I own a lot of CDs.
Yeah.
I have a lot of different.
Can you list a few that are like your top 3, top 5 favorite?
My top 5 favorite CDs: Black Gives Way to Blue, Alice in Chains, Iowa, Slipknot, Eaten Back to Life, Cannibal Corpse, and Justice for All, Metallica, Afterburner, ZZ Top.
There you go. Right off the bat, you know your CDs.
Those are the ones that are sitting at the top of my stack right now, so I just mentally kind of did a check.
Especially for like our generation, not a lot of people know what CDs are.
No shit, right? Yeah, no,
Right.
I grew up, actually for us, my first car, me and Gage in high school, we had a cassette player in my car, so we would drive to school every day, and we had, what was that one? We had DC's self-titled album, and I remember putting that in the cassette player and being like, what is this?
Right.
Like, this is just noise. But then after you listen to it time and time again, it's like, it's kind of catchy. There's some catchy parts to that noise.
And Gage, I have one question for you. I don't know if this quote sticks here or not. Is it all about sports and rock and roll?
That's what life's about, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
What sports are you a fan of?
Football, baseball,
Teams?
the Bears,
Go Bears. There you go. Bear down.
Cubs, and Beavers.
There you go. And Beavers, Wilton Beavers.
Yes, sir.
So, did you guys play any sports in high school? You'd already mentioned you did middle school.
Yeah, I was
Cross
a
country.
runner all through high school for me, and that was the only sport I did in high school was running. I did a couple sports when I was younger, but it was running for me.
For sure. Did you do any sports?
I did football, basketball, and baseball.
I would hope you did.
Yeah.
Dude, you're freaking,
Yeah.
what, 6'4", 6'2"?
About 6'3", somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
right in the middle.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, hopefully they used you well.
Oh, yeah, they did. Especially my, my senior year, I went back out for football, and then they had me as a middle linebacker. And I had a lot of fun with that, because I took a break from football, because I quit after my 7th grade year. And then I just went out my senior year, because I just started lifting weights in between those times.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste all that potential there.
All right. What was the final record?
Final record?
No, like your final score for the Wilton Beavers senior year.
What do you mean, like?
Like the overall wins and
Oh
losses.
no, we weren't that great that year. Our grade wasn't that great. I think we had a losing record, and since it was COVID year, we still make playoffs.
Right.
But we got destroyed during playoffs. So
Well, Bettendorf was still there too. I did Bettendorf football.
really.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was the 3rd string defensive nose guard.
Really.
I did not do well.
Damn. Okay. Did we ever play you guys?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think the only time we would play each other was wrestling.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
But I would hope we played a lot of small teams in during COVID year.
Yeah.
So speaking of COVID year, you guys didn't go through that. You guys started in January, but did you guys have some struggles when it came to COVID year? You couldn't see each other as often. Any struggles behind COVID year or anything? Did you guys just say fuck it and just see each other anyway?
We don't care about. I don't care about that shit.
I was an essential worker, so I just worked the whole time.
Right.
I was up in school, so that was the hard part about getting together. I was 5 hours away.
Oh yeah. For sure. And so speaking of like history right now, in the future, 10 years from now, where do you hope to see metal and punk rock?
Where do I hope to see metal and punk rock? I want to see it like the 80s again, man.
Every
I want
year.
to see it popping. I want to see it normalized again.
Yep.
Yeah.
You would hope to see more people in the mosh pits now and not just like a
Yeah.
couple of scragglers and stuff.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly right. Today I was actually surprised with the turnout. It was pretty damn good. But
Once the majority's in the pit,
Yeah.
we've won.
Uh-huh.
For sure. And over here, Gage, what do you see to see metal and punk rock in 10 years?
Hopefully booming.
Yep.
I mean,
When you think about concerts, like, I know there's like big names like Metallica when they have concerts and System of a Down and stuff like that. They have huge concerts, but they're such big and iconic bands. When you think of underground concerts, there's people here, but you would hope to see like it going lively. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you there, Mason. I think that the big thing with those bands is that those guys, I think, are fucking sellouts, and they're charging all this money.
Yeah.
To do to go and see the Metallica and Pantera concert, you got to pay $500 or
Right.
something crazy like that. If Fungal Mass ever got to a point where 1,000 people want to come see us, we want you to come see us. We don't
Right.
want to charge all that money to get people to. I don't know. It's not about that for us. It's about spreading the love.
Exactly.
That's right.
You also didn't see it, but Brotherhood of the Mudcat played with Doyle.
Okay. Yeah.
And they would play with a bunch of other really sick bands, and they agreed. I don't remember who they were talking about. It might have been Wednesday 13, but they would play local shows and normal, like, big shows like it's nothing. and that's what I hope you guys do.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter where you play. You guys got to know where you started.
I agree with that 100%.
So from now on, we got a couple of questions left. To start off, what is the future for Fungal Mass? Are we going to be seeing more concert dates, more EPs, albums, or merchandise? Like, what are we seeing?
EP we want to do soon.
I'd say that'd be the next goal, right? To get some stuff recorded. We have a demo on Bandcamp right now. It's just one song, and we recorded that in the living room at home. But I'd like to get something that we can put a little bit more time and effort into and get a cohesive project put together.
Yeah, for sure. And so finally, for our final question for you guys, what would you tell the young and aspiring musicians who want to do what you guys are doing right now and doing what they love, just playing music and being their own band?
Just start.
Yeah.
Just start doing what you love. Pick up an instrument. Just start playing with the thing.
Yep, for sure.
Takes time. Don't rush into it. Let it go with the flow.
For sure.
I would say play the drums. Here's the thing, nobody plays drums, and that was the problem that we ran into. Is I originally was a guitar player,
Right.
so I played guitar, Keegan played guitar, Gage played bass, and we could just never find a drummer, and we just tried so many different things and so many different ways of doing it until one day I just said, I'm going to play the drums, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I had to sit down for a little while and actually practice and learn how to play the drums, but I think it was 100% worth it.
For sure. Thank you, Fungal Mass, for being here
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
And we're so glad you guys are here. You guys did a great job out there. And we'll see you guys in the next interview.